founder and CEO at HelloWoofy.com. Today, we're going to be giving you a couple updates. And if you guys want to join into the call, all you have to do is go into your dashboard, click on the bottom left, and you'll see a little section called Every Friday Networking Calls at 1 p.m. Eastern. But we're going to get started. And a couple of updates for you guys is, so last week we introduced the LinkedIn update. So you can upload now over 100 megabytes of videos directly into your library and then be able to post that as well. So we bumped that up. Facebook always had that, but we've recently updated that capability as well. And then as of today, we've also updated the ability for Twitter. Twitter originally was limiting, throttling the megabytes that were allowed for videos and images. But now with the new upgrade, you can do up to 150 megabytes as well. So a couple of new updates, and this is across all platforms, or rather all memberships. So all of our members at HelloWoofy will be able to benefit from that. In addition to that, we've made a couple of other fixes as well. I know some people were mentioning that YouTube was getting disconnected, LinkedIn was getting disconnected a little bit more frequently than normal. So we've definitely released a fix for that. If you still have the issues, let me know or let us know at support@hellowoofy.com. But we're definitely working on some exciting updates. Those updates already are issued in the production version of HelloWoofy. And then a couple of other things are coming out very soon as well. As far as the self-tech app is concerned, we've been getting a lot of traction, if you will, on that side of things. So what that means is, if you haven't downloaded self-tech already, it's a totally free application from HelloWoofy, which is over here. I'll go ahead and share my screen. And so the idea is very simple when it comes to the self-tech application. With that regards, it's essentially if you go to networking events and you meet people, what you can do is take a quick selfie, get their contact information. It'll write a message for you in text message as well as email, attach the selfie and your virtual business card or your contact card. And then the other cool thing is you can actually see where you met the person in terms of it drops a pin on your Google Maps inside the application as well. So that is already taking off pretty fast. If you haven't done pretty much any marketing around it, it's a totally free application. But one of the things that we're going to be doing is actually with this selfie, if you have multiple people in the selfie, it'll detect the faces, and then each of those faces, of course, except for yourself, can then have a contact card associated with it. So you can actually do group and automation in terms of meeting new people at networking events. So it's a very simple application that we really built for ourselves, but now it's taking off, and it's a totally free value add for members, on the HelloWoofy platform. And so that's getting quite a few updates as well. I see Fernando, you joined. Welcome to the call.
Thank you so much. I'm already
Hey.
looking up the app here on the App Store.
Very cool. Yeah, I just got back from San Francisco, and gosh, it took off like a wildfire at Startup Grind. Great conference, by the way. Shout out to Derek Anderson for hosting as CEO of Startup Grind, as well as Bevy. And then Luca was our friend who got us in to the conference. But yeah, people loved it. We had so many selfies being taken. The only downside was, when people wanted to take selfies, sometimes they want to take it in groups. And I was like, but I always tell them, hey, Bob, just wait a second. Let me take a selfie with, James or Sarah first, and then we'll do one with you, and then we'll do one with you, and then one with you. So I was like, you know what? F that. Well, let's just build a way to automatically do group selfies, and then each of those faces would then get recognized. So we're gonna be adding some cool things into this very soon.
Awesome. And I found myself taking a few selfies yesterday at a live networking event.
There you
So
go.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, yes, this will help me, with the pin and things.
Yep.
Oh, it will help me so much.
Yeah, and and I'm so surprised that, people, this is how they do it naturally. And it's something that we should have done way earlier. Where'd he go? I think I made a tutorial video just a few days ago about this as well. But yeah, it's so simple, and it's something that people need. So we're just giving it away at the moment.
Cool. Thank you. I just downloaded the app, or it's downloading right now. Looking
Yeah.
forward to using it.
So when you do sign up, or when you open the app, make sure you swipe to the right so that you can create an account first. And then once you create the account, then you'll be able to kind of fill in your information and all that. So like for example, for me, I have my I have my LinkedIn account, I have my Calendly account, all that stuff linked into it. And
Mm.
then so those are the two links I use, and then of course my phone number and email address and all that stuff is there too.
Oh man, amazing. So here I'm on a sign up page.
Yep.
Says welcome back. Should I use the HelloWoofy login or sign up?
No, 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 this is totally different. Totally
Okay.
separate database. Yeah, and it's free, so you won't get charged right now.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, for people who don't know who you are, Fernando, tell us a little bit about yourself, your business, and what help do you need this week?
Oh, thank you so much. My name is Fernando Lopez. I'm a life coach. I help men have better sex, deeper loving connection with their partner.
Hmm.
And the help I need this week is putting out more content. I have so much content that gets created through free sessions or
Hmm.
private sessions or group
Hmm.
sessions with my clients that I have at least 5 hours every week that gets created. So I love to find a way that 15 seconds of video gets say posted on social media, say
Hmm.
5 times a day,
Hmm.
something like that.
Well, I would say, have you seen this guy that does demos of like massages for couples on Instagram?
Not yet.
Oh my God, what's his name? Every time I reference him, I'm like, I need to find his name. But this guy actually does a really good job in terms of like just he's a coach as well, but he just talks about like specific moves and strokes that you have to take to really connect deeply with your partner. It's not even about the massage anymore. It's more about the relationship and the connection. Oh, here it is. His name is Melt Couple Couples Massage. Melt Couples Massage. Here, I'll bring it up on my computer here.
On
Instagram. Oops.
Instagram.
Yeah,
Cool.
Instagram. All right, it's called Melt Couples Massage. The reason I mention it is because his videos are just so captivating about relationships and connecting with people, and so you can see it in his videos. This is I don't know what's his name? Dennis Murkos, this
Mm.
guy here. It's just so, and of course he does like the very Gary Vaynerchuk style kind of thing. You know, he has the captions on the bottom. And in fact, in some videos, he'll actually draw the lines of like that strokes that you're supposed to take. And of course, when his hands go over it, the lines disappear.
Mm.
But he's really, really good. It's all about relationships and connecting with the person. And then of course he does animations as well. And so this,
Oh
I don't
wow.
know. I mean, I think he does a pretty good job in connecting. I mean, I love his videos.
Okay. Took a couple screenshots here. I'll do that on my computer
Yeah.
and see. And then so bringing this to say so I love Hello Woofy to
Hmm.
propagate things, to send things
Hmm.
out, schedule.
Hmm.
Any ideas of tools I could use to bring, say, a 1 hour video into several 15-second segments?
Yeah, so the other day, actually, someone mentioned Content Fries, I believe, was an example of a tool that does that. There's also, I think, Video Sync. And we're in talks with a company called Opus out of San Francisco. So those three companies are probably the ones I would recommend. We also have a team based in the Philippines that'll do things based on my instructions because the tools I just told you, they'll just add the captions and automatically, slice and dice. But there are definitely some things that I need to be done in my videos that are harder to achieve through those automated platforms. But so like for example, this video here, this was actually put together by the team in the Philippines, but they added some transitions into it and let's see if I can show you my video. Here we go. They added some transitions into it. Of course, the caption was on the bottom as well. And usually I'll tell them, hey, shorten the video to like 2 minutes or 1 minute for the reels. And so I mean, I'm happy to introduce you to the team offshore as well if you need.
Oh, yeah, that'll be great. Thank you.
Yeah, just send me a blank email or not blank email, but send me an email with like just a subject saying, "Hey, please intro me to Philippines video editing team."
Cool. And what's your email?
Just Arjun at HelloWoofy.com. ARJUN. I'll put it in the chat for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Who else have we got here? Ben, how are you? Welcome to the call.
Hey, thanks a lot, Arjun. Thanks for hosting these calls. Really appreciate them.
Yeah, of course. So tell us a little about yourself, who you are, and what is some area of help you want this week.
Yeah, so I'm new to the I've been following HelloWoofy for several months at this point. But
Okay.
I just recently launched a new company called SponsorJohn.com,
Hmm.
and I work with a lot of nonprofits and I
Hmm.
help automate the sponsorship process for them.
Okay.
So, hey, support my little league, buy a banner on my field. It's a very time-consuming process. So I'm developing technology that helps them kind of automate that whole process. So I'm
Mm,
leveraging HelloWoofy there to help with the social media post part of it. Hey,
sure.
thanks Bob's Pizza for sponsoring the local Little League type post that sponsors find valuable, but
Hmm.
it's very time consuming for the local volunteers to write all these posts.
Sure.
So I'm just finally signed up and getting on online here with HelloWoofy, but I wanted to kind of learn a little bit more about how HelloWoofy integrates, or if I could integrate, or if there's plans to integrate with Zapier. Um, that would
Well,
hopefully
so
be helpful.
we've had that come up a couple of times. What I would really be requesting is like specific use cases of like what would happen if this happens and then what triggers you want so that we can kind of understand. So it's like, for example, you have the IFTTT protocol. Every time we used to get Stripe notifications of sales, the light bulbs behind my office would light up. Like that's an example of like, getting us motivated and riled up. But as far as this platform is concerned, I mean, in the next 6 to 12 months, our vision is to essentially take one piece of content and schedule and post it, create and schedule and post it in multiple mediums. So some people ask for Zapier connections to be able to do these mediums, but eventually we're going to integrate with them natively anyways. So is that kind of what you're looking for, Zapier connection, or what would be the use case?
Yeah, no, that would be right. So,
Okay.
Bob's Pizza buys a sponsorship from the local Little
Hmm.
League. There's a bunch
Hmm.
of other things that happen, but we want it to use the information in the database for the contact. Like, when Bob's Pizza sets up their account, they link their Instagram, their Facebook account,
Hmm.
LinkedIn account, wherever they want that recognition. So
Hmm.
I would like a Zapier connection to say, when sale happens this, then use this social media channel, write this post, and kind of have it
Hmm.
almost self-automate writing, thanks, insert business name, Bob's Pizza for sponsoring, insert nonprofit name, insert picture of logo, and tag the
Hmm.
correct channels. Like that would be really cool if we could get to that level. But even if there was any kind of semi-automated level that we
Yeah,
could kind of start with, that's also, I mean, the library alone helps, right? So even if it's at a
sure.
point where we have to kind of be the person behind the curtain to start, and we create the original post,
Hmm.
and then each year when, say, Bob's Pizza renews their sponsorship, we could then trigger some kind of Zapier to just repost it or schedule it as a library repost,
Hmm.
where we say, okay, it's the same, it's the same post every year. Just, hey,
Yeah,
thanks for
yeah.
sponsoring, right? So just
Hmm.
looking for ways to come up with ideas on how to achieve that automation, even if it's not currently like click and play ready, like, but just thoughts of how we could achieve that to help these nonprofits cut their volunteer hours down.
Yeah, that is a very deep integration for sure. I'd have to think quite a bit about how the logistics of that, because this roadmap is, I guess, a little bit simpler but still complicated because we have to kind of make it universal. Every message you make, we have to make it universal. Like for example, when you add content in here, you have one section specifically dedicated as a title for web stories, Google My Business Offers, and YouTube. No other platform requires 2 caption fields. They only have 1 caption field.
Mhm.
And so we've tried to make this UI as universal as possible so that we can achieve this. Like, for example, when we do text messaging, which should be done in the next 6 to 9 months, 90% open rate or more average, that's going to have just a caption field, but sometimes you can have a title in it as well, depending on the Android versus iOS. So like those kinds of things we're trying to make universal. But what you're talking about is more substantial backend integration, which I'd have to research and with my team and figure out how that would work.
Yeah, and like I said, if we can start, it's okay. The volume's low right now, and we're going to scale. I'm assuming rather quickly once it gets out that
Yeah.
we have this ability. But even if we have to do it a little manually right now. So I was creating my first post in my library last night, just trying
cool.
to work on it a little bit. So I couldn't understand, how are you able to tag accounts in the post?
We can do tagging right now, mainly because we're posting to so many mediums at the same time that each of them
Have
requires
different
yeah.
tags too, right? Like, so
Yeah, having said that, we are working on something called variations, so that essentially what will happen is when you create a post, it will essentially create a variation of it for multiple places. So for example, let me go and draw this real quick. So if I were to, let's say, schedule, right now you have one post that goes out to multiple channels at the same time.
Mhm.
But what we're saying is that within that post, you may want to have one version that goes to Facebook, and then you can tag people within Facebook. One version goes to Twitter, and you can do that, and then one version maybe that goes to Pinterest, let's say YouTube, and then that'll have a little title on the top specifically for YouTube, since that requires it. So that's called variations. We're working on that. It's a UI overhaul pretty much, but that's probably going to be out in the next 4 to 5 months or so, give or take. But we're definitely working on tagging and getting some platform specific capabilities.
Yeah. So then I'll work on creating, like, when that variation comes out, I would be able to write some code or variation, some kind of automation where it says kind of create those different versions. If it's going to Instagram, tag this account. If it's going to Facebook, tag this account. And based off the user's profile, then we could, kind of pull those handles in, create the different variations, right?
We'd have to figure out how to get Zap in there in between the, I guess not there, but in between the creation process, the processing section, and then eventually executing and posting it on the platforms themselves. How to get Zap in there? We'd have to kind of figure that out a little bit. It's going to be on the way there too. But that's an interesting, because right now everything is a master post, so all this content here is a master template, and then you can create variations of variations of it individually. So for example, if I want to change the main post, I hit the edit icon, it'll change it forever. But if I hit the triangle, any changes I make here, let's say I want to use some hashtags from my entrepreneur section, all of those hashtags will only stay with this version, get posted, but will not affect the original version. So you'll see the original version is without any of the hashtags.
So if you're doing a single post, like instead of doing a campaign, and I'm doing a single post to a single platform, can you still not even tag at that point?
No, because again, the whole platform was designed to take
be
your
universal,
content,
right?
To be universal, because that's really where our community is falling short when they use our competitors, is that they're only doing social media. But for us, there's actually a post right here about it. We get like almost 60. Actually, these two campaigns got 65%, even shortly after I posted this, and then we also posted it to our newsletter as well as our blog at the same time, and then we did, I believe, a smart speaker post, a social post, at the same time.
Excellent.
So that's kind of the goal. And if you're an app developer, getting mobile notifications programmed in here, or with smart speakers, we actually already built a proof of concept and kind of send notifications as scheduled posts to smart speakers like Alexa devices, and make the yellow ring. So quite a bit of innovation coming out here. And then before you joined,
cool.
we were talking about self-tag, which is totally a side project, which is taking off by itself. So if you're going to networking events, you can take selfies with people, get their contact information, and it'll automatically write to them with your contact, business card, selfie attached, all your booking links, LinkedIn, and drop a pin on where you met the person in Google Maps inside the app. So now you have suddenly a lead magnet kind of a CRM for networking with people too.
Yeah, I downloaded that app. I've been playing with that as well.
Yeah, please give us feedback. We just got back from a conference and it's been taking off for us pretty well. So we're pretty excited about where it can go. I was telling Fernando, we were networking in San Francisco, and it was a little weird because sometimes what happened is I'd say, hey, let's take a selfie, and then a whole bunch of people would jump in, and then I'd be like, no, hold on. Like, Ben, I gotta take a selfie with you and Fernando.
Version 1.
Yeah, version 1. So I was like, you know what? F that. We gotta come back to the drawing board and be like, hey, let's take a group selfie and let's have like tag the people on their faces with individual like contact cards. And then we can do a group thread in an email and texting, or we can individually do it whenever we need to, but that selfie will get attached and you can highlight the faces that are, let's say if I'm emailing Ben and Ben's face would be highlighted and my face would be highlighted. So then Fernando doesn't have to look at it and be like, who's Ben, who's Arjun, because I just received a group selfie. So
yeah.
Fernando, you have a question. What happens to a post if I don't select save to library? Oh, it just gets posted. It doesn't get saved to the library. The reason why we did that is because some people created a single post and they were like, oh shit, I need to save it as well, but they realize it's already gone and they would have to copy and paste it. So we added the save to library so that last minute they can save it also into the library and use it in the future.
Okay. So is there a folder of, say, a posted or sent that it
No,
I usually save
not... Yeah,
like
I always recommend you saving things. I always recommend you saving things to the library, then posting it. Or if you're going to do a quick single post, then do a single post, if you're in a hurry, but then just save it quickly to a category that you want to post it in.
Yeah. So I've been doing that,
Yeah.
and in hopes that in the future I can use the same post.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely do that because again, the reason why we're diversifying this marketing portfolio approach is because social only gets you about 2 to 5% engagement. But if you take a look at, for example, Loeb, it's a direct mail company. They're saying postcards or direct mail in general gets 40% engagement. Smart speakers are no distractions. You go straight to the consumer with their permission. That's close to 100%. Texting gets 90%. Newsletters, you can see our screenshots here. We're getting, 60% in this screenshot, but we actually got, I think, 64.8% engagement rate. So you got to really diversify your different, posting.
Yeah. And so for text messages, I'm currently using community.com.
Yeah.
Is there a way to use HelloWoofy with
community? Not yet. With community, that's an interesting question. Let's see, community API. Community API, Amity, Honeycomb, Discipline. Do they have an community? It's just community.com, right?
Yeah.
Gosh. Okay. Community.com text messaging. It doesn't look like they have a developer section. We were thinking of actually just building a simple version for using something backend off the shelf, but using that so essentially what happened is you choose your different audiences, like new customers, existing customers, whatever those audiences are, and then be able to post there. But it doesn't look like they have integrations to integrate into your existing stack sync triggers. Maybe they do. Salesforce. Oh, this might be like pre-qualified. Oh no, they do. Yeah, webhooks. Yeah. Okay, we'll have to take a look at this. Yeah, I've heard a lot of community. I just haven't looked into this part. Let me put in that.
He used it.
Yeah, he's the one who really pushed it.
Yeah, and I have a couple contacts there. I just emailed you if you need those contacts. I can.
Oh, please do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and introduce us. Actually, you have my email, Arjun at HelloWoofy. Yeah, if we can, they can check out our deck on our WeFunder page as well. If you take them to wefunder.com/HelloWoofy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, someone just put in $100. Yay!
Woohoo!
Woohoo! All right, so yeah, good.
So regarding blogs, how a post can be turned into a blog, can you do a quick overview?
Yeah, so if you go in a journal, like for example, this was a blog and a newsletter. So you've heard of Tai Lopez, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you take a look at Ty Lopez or Grant Cardone or any of these, marketers, their emails tend to be very, very simple. So for example, this email here, only 12 hours left for my Easter sale, blah, blah, blah. Like there's just text, just links, just like nothing fancy. Like everything that typical newsletter programs allow you to do, you almost never want to do it because you're adding just more distraction, not to mention you're adding more load time. So we keep our emails very, very simple as well. I'll show you what our emails look like. But so you're seeing here, this is me updating the team about here we go. So this was the email about newsletters. So you can see the logos on the top, the screenshots there, the link is there to go to the Facebook group. This is a screenshot of the library as well. And that's it. It's very simple. So we're encouraging you to do that because it just allows for easier readability, and plus, where'd it go? Was it here? No, not this one. Here. This was the post here. It just allows for easier, SEO reading as well. And
Okay.
then one click, you can post everywhere.
And is it possible that my quick posts, because usually I've only done quick posts so far, and usually I'll do 6 for the day. So I'll do in the morning, 6 for the day, schedule different times. Is it possible that each of those posts also become a blog post?
I would probably recommend turning those into a newsletter. Blog posts tend to be a little bit longer.
Got it.
Newsletters can be short to medium. I would almost never recommend doing a long, because what happens with long newsletters is they get cut off at the bottom. It'll just say click to see full message and like window. Sometimes Gmail does that.
Yeah.
So like today, I'm about to create a newsletter right now about the Twitter update. The Twitter update was over 100 megabytes, can be uploaded now, as opposed to the limitations before, which was like 5 or 15 megabytes. So I'm about to make something very similar to this, probably just copy and paste it and just make another newsletter. But it'll have a video and all that stuff. But if I do a video, that'll be a little longer and things like that. So I wouldn't do like super short. Like don't put a social media post size, or like a Twitter post into a blog post, if that makes sense. Some
Okay.
some posts like on Facebook and LinkedIn can be, blog posts because they're like 1,000 characters or 1,000 words in some cases. So you got to kind of see the middle ground because most people don't have a large attention span.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, of course. Ben, you good as well on your side?
Yeah, no, quick question for you too. In the library, when I schedule the post and then I select what pages or, areas that I want, platforms I want to post to, I pick the date in the calendar, but it didn't like seem to pick a time. So when do they post, or do I have to schedule a time as well?
Oh, that's when
Did
you
I
go,
miss something?
no, it's on the same page when you do schedule. So like for example, if I want to schedule this post here and I want to schedule in the future, you click that schedule button, you choose the 19th, and when you come back, the time section
Ah,
appears right after that. Because if I
okay.
do a post now, the time section is kind of grayed out. It's only
Yeah,
for scheduling
irrelevant.
posts. Yeah, but it's right there. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's actually good feedback. If you didn't see that, that's actually good feedback. Maybe what we can do is like highlight it or something. Yeah, that's good feedback. All right, guys, we'll call it there. It's almost 30 minutes into the call. If there's nothing else you guys need help with, even for those people who are tuning in and listening on our social media platforms, always email us, support@hellowoofy.com if you need any help. We also have an active campaign running. We've raised nearly $140,000 from people like you, $100, $300, $500 at a time. So we thank you for that. That gets you equity in the business, that gets you shares in the business, and gets you upside in the business. Plus, if you invest certain amounts, you get discount codes or free memberships and a shout out. And there's a whole bunch of perks you can see on wefunder.com/HelloWoofy. So we do thank you. I think we raised about to date about 1.3, $1.4 million from our community. I don't think any other SaaS company, any other tech company can say that most of their funding came from the people that they built the platform for. So we're very proud of that. That campaign is ending literally in days. So this is going to be your last chance to invest in the business and come along for the ride. So I thank you, Ben. Thank you, Fernando, for joining the call today. We do these calls every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely do join, ask your questions, address your concerns, give us feedback. We really do want to hear from you. So also join the Facebook group Content Masters. All right, guys. Virtual hugs from New York City. Take care.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank
Bye.
you.